Hey, how's everybody doing? Welcome to the Week 2 recap for the True Sim Football League. This is a Madden League going strong. Start off as Retro Regs and pretty much rebranded. Now you probably have quite possibly the best commissioner team that this league has ever had. Yeah, I mean, part of that is because I'm saying it because I joined it. But anyways, but Fish and Loaf, they've been commissioners of it for a very long time. Their third commissioner has pretty much cycled for a while since. So now we have 4 commissioners. We got 3 for the trades. I'm kind of pretty much, I hope, with everything else. Plus I got this media thing for the league going too. Yeah, so basically explains another outlook for, how this league is and what this league could be. So, all right, we'll get to the game recaps. To start off, we got Bears and Lions. The Bears won 28-17. Caleb Williams had 246 passing yards, 3 touchdowns, 1 interception. Got sacked 1 time, was 17 for 25 on his passing. Jared Goff, 137 passing yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception, 7 for 13. Teddy Bridgewater got some snaps, 0 touchdowns, 2 interceptions, 5 for 8 on passing. Rushing-wise, Isaiah Pacheco was the leading rusher for both teams. 7 attempts, 39 yards. DeAndre Swift had 9 for 28. Caleb Williams, 4 for 18. Jahmyr Gibbs, 7 for 10. Receiving, Colson Loveland, let me love you, 5 receptions, 90 touchdowns, 90 yards, 2 touchdowns. Sam Laporta, 3 for 89, 1 touchdown. Luther Burden, 6 for 83 with 0 touchdowns. Yeah. Blocking-wise, both teams, their blocking was pretty solid. Interceptions-wise, DJ Reed had 1, Austin Booker had 1, Kyler Gordon had 1, Malik Muhammad had 1. So it was pretty much a game of you have an interception, you have an interception, and you have an interception. Yeah, so it was a pretty hard-fought game. Bears ended up winning that, and they started off 1-1 after losing to the Vikings 13-6 week 1, which is interesting. Yeah, so next game we got Rams and the Titans. Titans won 14-7. There's not going to be much recap of this game because there's nothing really notable about it. Cam Ward, 124 passing yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception, 11 for 16. Matthew Stafford, 1 touchdown, 2 interceptions, 13 for 21. Rushing, Tony Pollard, 14 for 28. Kyron Williams, 6 for 9. Blake Corum, 5 and 4. Puka Nacua, 6 for 97 yards. Carnell Tate, 3 for 46. Wandale Robinson, 2 for 31. Gunnar Helm, 3 for 26. Sacks-wise, Kevin Dotson allowed 1 sack, which was made by Jermaine Johnson and Jackie Marshall. Interceptions, Jermaine Johnson got 1, Kevin Winston had 1, and Quentin Lake had 1. So it was a hard-fought defensive game on both ends. Yeah. And then next up, we got the Ravens and the Browns. The Browns, they are starting Taylor Green like they should be doing. They got, Shadur Sanders and Dylan Gabriel backing him up. But Lamar Jackson, 172 passing yards, 2 touchdowns, 0 interceptions, 9 for 14 passing. Taylor Green, 121, 1 touchdown, 2 interception, 12 for 24. Rushing on the ground, Browns, Taylor Green, 7 for 75. Joe Mixon, 8 for 67, 6-7. Ravens, Derrick Henry, 6 for 65. Lamar Jackson, 3 for 22. Adam Randall, 5 for 16. Receptions, Zay Flowers, 4 for 71. Mark Andrews, 2 for 58. Browns, we got Isaiah Bonds, 6 for 51. And Jerry Jeudy, 2 for 36. Sacks-wise, no sacks in the game. Buda Baker had the only interception of the game for the Browns, and that's about it. Next up, got Bills and Jets. Bills won 35-21. Josh Allen, 302 passing yards, 3 touchdowns, 1 interception. Geno Smith, 161 passing yards, 9 for 14. Cade Klubnik, 141, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception, 6 for 13. Rushing wise, James Cook, 12 for 126. Breece Hall, 9 for 39. Brandon Allen, 3 for 12. Receiving wise, this is where it gets big. Okay. Dalton Kincaid, 4 for 145. Tyreek Hill, 5 for 129. And Kenyon Sadiq, 4 for 79. Sacks wise, Deion Dawkins allowed 2 sacks, which were made by Joseph Osai, and then Will McDonald and David Bailey combined for the other one. And then also Dorian Williams, the linebacker for the Bills, got a sack. Tackles wise, Terrell Bernard and Maxwell Hairston each had 8. And Andre Cisco had 8 for the Jets. So yeah, pretty hard fought game. Now this one's a good one. Patriots and Dolphins, 31-28. Drake May had 342 passing yards, 3 for 2 or 3 touchdowns, 2 interceptions, 27 for 38 passing. Malik Willis, 101 passing yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception, 7 for 10 passing. Devon Achane, 13 rushes, 183 yards. Travion Henderson, 6 rushes, 96 yards. Receptions, Hunter Henry, 9 receptions, 130 yards. Travion Henderson, 7 for 481. Chris Bell, 3 for 69. And then Romeo Doubs also had 4 for 64. Sacks-wise, looks like no one allowed a sack. I was wrong. Harold Landry got 1 sack. And interceptions-wise, Juju Brents had 1, Xavier Woods had 1, and Robert Spillane had 1. Next up, we got Panthers and Cardinals. Panthers ended up winning 34-31, I believe. Yep. Aaron Rodgers is the Cardinals' starting quarterback for whatever reason. 315 passing yards, 4 for 1, and 19 for 34 and through the air. Bryce Young was 2 for 2, had 16 for 24 in the air. Rushing-wise, Trevor Hubbard, 10 for 60. Jonathan Brooks, 3 for 38. Jeremiah Love had 8 for 18. And Marvin Harrison, 6 for 145. Jalen Coker, 5 for 115. And Trey McBride, 6 for 96. Sacks-wise, Terrence Steele allowed 1 sack, which was made by Jalen Phillips. And Max Melton also had a sack as well. Tackles-wise, Devin Lloyd and Sean Murphy-Bunting each had 9. And interceptions-wise, Isaiah Simmons and Matt Milano each had an interception. That's what we call a hard-fought game right there. All right. And then we got the Broncos and the Colts. Broncos are 0-2 now because of this game. Colts won 21-14 in overtime. Daniel Jones, 2 touchdowns, 0 interceptions. Same with Bo Nix. Bo Nix was 18 for 23 through the air. Daniel Jones, 14 for 20. Rushing-wise, Jonathan Taylor, 18 for 62. J.K. Dobbins, 9 for 21. Najee Harris, 6 for 14. Receiving-wise, Stephon Diggs, 9 for 110. Cortland Sutton had a 75-yard one. And for the Colts, we got Tyler Warren, 6 for 64. And Josh Downs, 4 for 58. Blocking-wise, Mike McGlinchey allowed 2 sacks, which were made by Leatu Latu. And then C.J. Allen, and then Akeem Davis-Gaither also had 1 as well. So that game went down to the wire. Colts ended up winning it in overtime. And second to last but not least, the Buccaneers and Texans. The Buccaneers won 33-22. Baker Mayfield, 278 passing yards, 5 touchdowns, 0 interceptions, 19 for 25. And then C.J. Stroud was 141 passing yards, 3 for 3, and 13 for 20. Rushing, David Montgomery, 11 for 79. Bucky Irving, 7 for 30. Receiving-wise, Emeka Egbuka had 8 for 111. And it's really the only notable thing there. Tackles-wise, Zion McCollum had 8. Kamari Lassiter had 7. Then interceptions-wise, Zion McCollum and Andrew Winfield Jr. each had 1 interception. Same with Alex Anzalone, he had 1 as well. Sacks-wise, Will Anderson had 1 as well. So that game also it was kind of close. Not really, but it kind of was. And last up, I gotta save my game for last, unfortunately. I'm kidding. Chargers, aka Loaf, put a ass pounding on me. Beat me 42-20. But like technically, all quarters except for the second quarter was pretty even this game. At halftime, the score was 28-3, and then in the second half, I got 17 points on him. If you score above 10 points versus the Loaf, then you are doing a decent job, honestly. Justin Herbert was 16 for 17 in the air. I cannot stop that for crap. 275 passing yards, 4 touchdowns, 0 interceptions. Fernando Mendoza, 12 for 20, 1 touchdown, 2 interceptions. Rushing-wise, Omarion Hampton was 9 for 97. Keaton Mitchell, 8 for 59. Ashton Jancy, 6 for 28. And Mike Washington Jr., 3 for 13. Receptions-wise, Ladd McConkey, 4 for 119. Dante Thornton Jr., 5 for 102. Brennan Thompson, 5 for 78. Sacks-wise, no sacks in this game at all. Interceptions-wise, Tariq Still and Cam Hart each had an interception, and yeah, it's really the only notable thing that happened in that game. So, and just looking at the stats, week 2 is much better when it came to, getting the 10 runs. Week 3, I penalized on that because we gave you 2 weeks with warnings. So, if that's not enough, I don't really know what is. And then scores-wise, by the way, we should not be seeing any games that go above 60. Like, let's say there's a game that's like 60-35, and most of the scoring is in the fourth quarter. That would technically be running the score up. But if it's somehow 60-53, then that would raise some red flags, but we're not really going to do anything for that because highly contested game went down to the wire. So yeah, and then pretty much week 3 was full of a couple force wins, and yeah, so that recap will be out soon. This week 2 recap, I kind of cut it short because there's not really much to go over for week 2. But players of the week, J.J. McCarthy was the NFC Offensive Player of the Week. Upton Stout was the Defensive Player of the Week for the NFC. Patrick Queen, AFC Defensive Player of the Week. And Justin Herbert, shocking, AFC Offensive Player of the Week. So, yeah. So it was a pretty contested week. Most of the games were, back and forth. And all teams played well. So, all right, I will see you guys in a couple hours for the week 3 recap. Y'all have a good night.